Hello friends, how's everyone? Hi, hope everyone been doing good and things. Gigi is coming today. She's answering a question and the question will be about forgiveness. I want to go ahead and get to this question because this is something I wanted to do, but of course life been busy for Gigi. But I just want my friends to know I appreciate my friends and I thank you all for tuning in just to take the opportunity just to come and just watch and hear my thoughts. These are really just Gigi thoughts from her own life experience when she speak at times, besides answering a question, but just my thoughts because we all have thoughts and we all have our own understanding, but I try to come from a place that is honest and that is pure, nothing that is fed into it that can be negative. Of course, I know that, I have friends that I always say that come from different demographic. And when I say demographic, cultures and things. So if somehow, some way that you may hear it and it may not feed you the right way, that's not Gigi platform. My platform is to come just out of pureness. Anyway, getting right to the question here. And it's an awesome question because I think all of us have had to deal with this some point in time in life and things. And if I'm wrong by saying all of us, once again, forgive me and things, okay? Here we go. It says, thank you, Gigi, for this video. I would love if you did a video on forgiveness. I have a hard time to forgive people for the wrong they have done to me, and I'm at a place where I no longer want to carry this pain and anger anymore. I keep and pray to the Lord to give me strength, but the pain is deep. Please, can you do a video on forgiveness? I would appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for your request and everything. And it's by Chelsea Brown. Let me say this much. I was in that place, and I still work on myself to not be in that place how I once was. Seemed like in my life, I felt somehow the same way that I was intentionally being done wrong. But you have to make sure as well is that you're not sowing the seed into a negative soil that will have you to hold on to something that you will miss your whole entire life on dealing with not forgiving people. And that's why I say that's what success look like for me is love. When I realize that my blessings could be hindered and it can be stagnated if I didn't forgive, that's when the cycles begin to change for me and I begin to really to pray and seek God, and the same thing was just coming up. You release it, you release it, you release it, and I'm like, well, I don't want to release it, and I'm just being honest because it hurts so bad. It's like, well, if you can't forgive, how can God forgive you? So that's when I really began to understand that, look, I'm not just living in this world for my emotions because this is a journey for all of us. We're trying to understand our place. We're trying to understand what we should be doing and how basically we should live life. I choose not to live life in a negative standpoint of view, even if I was living it. And I'm saying that to say this much. I'm not here to say that I have been perfect. No one is perfect. Only individuals that I can truly say that stand in that position and be perfect is once again no one, because even individuals that have went on and is on this journey being positive, they come with a testimony if they choose to share it. They come with enlightenment. So forgiveness is really releasing right where you're at because God has already done the work. The work that you're praying for and asking God to help you, that work has already been laid out. You just have to release it, and then you have to look at it this way. Why is it that the spirit of negativity keep drawing and pulling on me? Maybe because it knows that you got a whole lot of things to do in this life, or that it's something so great for you that it's going to stagnate and it's going to hinder you from getting there. So it comes at you at a big blow, at a low blow, at the worstest event that you may think in life, in order for you not to recognize that, look at it in the face of love. Because when you look at that source in the face of love, love conquers all. I mean, it really does. Whether or not we think it does or not. For Gigi, that's why I say that love to me is beautiful now. I see even an individual when they attempt to sow a wrong seed or send bad energy toward my way, I look at it as if, that's love. And when I say that's love, not their action is love, but that's the love that I need to have within me to send back to them. Because if I'm sending back love, guess what? It's not getting caught up in that negative atmosphere and that negative energy at all. Now, there is a time now to stand up for yourself and to allow a person to know that you have boundaries. It's unacceptable for them to do things to you that you do not like. I believe in addressing things, but with the right attitude, but not with the attitude to war and fight, but to get an understanding. Because I myself, I know that I can go to a level and I can war to the point that what is it doing for me? It's taking a whole lot from me because forgiveness really drain you. And most of all, when I say it drain you, even if you don't know it, it really become a hindrance for what's for you. You may not see it clearly, but it does. And once you see it, you begin to look at life. And then when something come to you, you be looking at that energy saying, okay, why is it here? Why it want to interrupt me, or why it want to come and give me a visit? Or why did it do such a thing like that to me? And I wasn't bothering anybody. You ever just said in life, I ain't bothering nobody. I'm minding my own business, and all of a sudden crazy just showed up. Well, crazy is showing up because crazy is saying that, look, I want to teach you a lesson. Either you're working on something in this life, or you're moving on to experience another enlightenment. So forgiveness works for your benefit. God have already done the work. It's not that God is not trying to say that you're not forgiven or you can't forgive. The work that is in God is a forgiving God. And once you realize that God is a forgiving God and things, and people find it hard to believe that, well, how can God be so forgiving and seem like the worst happened and this person did this and they were even, they were mean? Because that person is doing that because they don't have love, and maybe something was did to them and they are that being because of the simple fact that they haven't accepted what they need to accept in order to be that better light in this world. So once you realize that forgiveness works for you and it is power for you, and those are your blessings, those are your success, you begin to open doors. When I say you, meaning the spirit that God has given you to open doors, and it will be amazing. So, I mean, forgiveness is all about love as well. That's why I say success to me is love, because I do not believe that a lot of things in my life would have came about because I held on to the negative forces that have came at me. And when I say that there has been forces unseen and seen. And I will say it again, unseen and seen. But because that I believe that God has empowered me to say, if you sink love in you and forgiveness, everything will be okay. So Chelsea Brown, I hope that this helped out a lot for you, and I hope that you're able to understand that the work has already been done. Just release it, and if you need to talk to that person, if you need to write a letter to them, if they are deceased, still forgive. Because after all now, one thing that Gigi is not saying is allow someone to take advantage of you. No, not at all. If you're in a situation, you need to get out of it, because a lot of times our forgiveness is held within too when we stay in a situation that is not healthy for us. If it's not good for you, your mental mindset, because forgiveness also play, just Gigi thoughts once again, for her on health and the way we think. Thinking is very, very resourceful, and it's powerful in order to maneuver in this world and everything, especially when you're growing to be, a better individual. How can I serve the community with the heart of bricks? And I say it just like that. I really can't, because I'm masking on the outside, but in the inside, it's not doing me any good. I like to be with pureness in the inside, still working on myself, still building on myself. But I don't want to have clutter, is what I'm trying to say, why I'm building on myself. So, forgiveness, we must forgive. Because if anything happened to us, and if your last breath is taken and you haven't forgiven, ask yourself this: how would you feel and where would you be at with all those emotions in you? Until next time, friends, tune in to Gigi Thoughts. And once again, just Gigi Thoughts. I love y'all, friends, and I love the new friends for just tuning in, listening to Gigi. I genuinely do, okay? You all be blessed. And once again, let's continue to motivate, to encourage, and to inspire. Love you all.